Lieutenant Wolf needs to stop talking about Romulan warbeards in my left ear. I've had to pause him. So this is an interesting one. So this is off a Pioneer CDJ thing. Doubt I'm going to get much focus on that. This is the old Ethernet plug on the back of it. Someone was like, all the ends are chewed up. So I thought with this is when the Ethernet cable's plugged in, unless it's held in a particular position, it won't communicate with the other CDJs on the network. So got a new connector, nice new fresh one, it isn't all bent. But this one, so it's just basically reflow soldered straight to the board. You can see it sits on there like that. So you got a little tab there and there, and then at the back you've got them. Well, it's not through hole, so you can't use a solder sucker on it. So it's good old-fashioned solder braid, but it's a heavy metal lump, so my temperature controlled iron wouldn't touch it. It's good to have sometimes just basic irons. This is just a cheap Maplin 40-watt iron I brought years ago. You can't really solder with it because it just gets way too hot sat in the stand. You can see not how quick it darkens. It goes blue. You put a bit of solder on it, it burns and goes blue. But for stuff like this, the trick with this one is to just put some flux on the board, flow some new solder in, get some good quality solder braid, give it an additional pass under the flux pen, and just keep heating the board and running the solder mop between there, and yeah, came off clean. No lifted pads or tracks. This one was tricky to get to because look, you've got just enough, like literally the nip of the soldering iron will just fit between there. I won't need that one to solder a new one back in. I can go a bit lower power because it's harder to remove solder than it is put solder on. Again, the temperature controlled, the nib on it doesn't have enough thermal mass, so I'm just going to crack out a cheap 25-watt Antec iron or something, Antecs, whatever they are, just for soldering something with a thick tip with a lot of thermal mass after it's been left on for a few minutes. But yes, yeah, it's not going to focus because it's not a macro lens on this. You can kind of see it. Those are really, really bent when you can compare it to a new one. They're all nice and level, and yes, side by side, plenty of light. Yeah, you can't really see it on the camera, but yeah, this one's all bent inside, so that's why it's not been working. You can see on the outside of that wasn't me, that's someone stood on the Ethernet lead at some point and ripped it out and fucked it. But yeah, anyway, so hopefully not too hard a fix. Bit pesky stripping it down to get to this point, and there's lots of those little annoying little connectors that have to go back in yet. So yeah, I hate them because they're so easy to damage. A good trick is someone's been in here before because there's pen all over stuff, but they've done the same thing I do, so that wasn't me, that's the previous person who's been in here. Put a line of pen on. You can see what side of the connector that has to go into because sometimes these leads twist around on themselves. But B, if you've pushed it in far enough because your line's lining back up again, with your marks you've made. So yeah, anyway, good old CDJ.